What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Casper cryptocurrency. It's what we're looking at this morning. It is Saturday, the 15th of April. Casper on a very, very nice leg to the upside for the past week or so here. Looks like just about 2 weeks heading higher off of a double bottom. Let's take a brief look at Bitcoin, guys. We'll jump back into the Casper chart in just a moment. On my watch list here, Casper currently up the most. Looks like we're up 5.78%. So Bitcoin, real quick, is definitely finding a little bit of a struggle at the 30,234 level. We are currently above that level. Yesterday's candle was basically what I call an indecision candle, basically closing mid-range, and we are trading very, very quiet here. I expect one of two things to take place. We're either going to rocket off of this support level at 30,234. Something like this is going to take place. Or if that's actually what I think is going to happen, but there's a chance that if this thing doesn't start to move soon, it's going to roll back over to probably back down to that 30,186. So keep your eye on Bitcoin. It's at a critical moment right now that need to see some strength come back in. Otherwise, it's probably going to cool off. So back to Casper. What's going on here? Very, very nice move. Take a step back. We had the chart roll over here and actually found support at 334, which was nice. And then we double bottomed off of that essentially. And this has been a extremely strong leg to the upside. So guys, from the 28th of March, roughly, to where we're currently at, it's up 45%. Not too bad in less than a month. We are also right now above our 466. 466 was resistance yesterday. We hit a high of 470, and then we closed 450. We are currently back above that. So when I talk about these levels on the chart, and I mentioned that they are targets, but they also will act as resistance for a period of time. And that period of time could be a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks. And if you look back at this example here on the 17th of October, where we hit those upper targets, 522 to 524, that was resistance, and that was resistance and still is resistance. And finally, basically, we're starting to approach that level now. So they can be resistance for a long period of time. So we are finally breaking this important high over here, which I have in a circle, which is the 4th of March. That is right at that 466 price level right here. Very important. Let's see if we can get a close above that. That would be even more critical for the price to continue higher. Let's say best case scenario, we get a close above that, perhaps much higher. Perhaps we continue to trend higher today. Next potential levels of resistance for the Casper / Tether chart are 509, 522, 524. 509, 522, 524. Those are the next areas that the price could pause briefly before continuing its uptrend. And you could see that correlates with this, all of these highs right here. So it is approaching that quickly, but keep in mind that that is an area where the price could take a pause. That would be a very solid breakout past our highs over here, and would be very nice to see. What is after that? So after that would be essentially 571, which is this blue line on the chart, 571. And that basically takes us into even some more resistance, which would be these lows over here. So we have the lows over here in March of 22, and then we have where it broke over here in May of 22. And you can see this leg up here got right up to that level. You know, that old support there, right at that 520-ish price, and rolled over for a long time. And we are quickly approaching that once again. So we have our 520s, and then that level is up there in the 570s, give or take a little bit. I don't think price will just completely breach that all in one shot. I could be, obviously I could be wrong, but usually we'll see a pause. One, we'll probably see a pause in that 520s. Two, we'll probably see some kind of a reaction in that 570s, and then we're up into that range. And if we zoom out on the chart here, once we get back up into that range, which is basically in the, let's see here, anything basically above 570, it could be, basically smooth sailing all the way up into, give or take, the 12-cent range. So seems quite a bit higher than where we're at now, and it is, but things can happen quickly, especially when big buyers come into these markets. So, of course, I have much higher price targets for Casper, but what I would be keeping my eye on today for potential price pause would be, one, this 520-ish area right in here. If the price gets up to there today, we could see a reaction. If the price gets up to there and then continues higher, I would be keeping my eye on this 571 range. 571. So 520s, 571. Of course, we have a couple other levels in between that. If for some reason, I should say, the price doesn't stop there and continues, then, anything up in here. So we have 6, 7s. And like I said, there's really not too much of a battle for resistance until you get up into this 10 to 12 range. So we'll see, guys, one day at a time. Like I said, this thing's up 45% in less than a month. It would be great to see a close above 466 today. That's this white line on the chart. A solid close above that indicates to us that we're heading up into 509, 522, 524. That's where this major resistance came in, guys, right here. So anybody, if you go back and watch our older Casper videos, anybody who bought these lows off support at 262, all of that, even a little lower, 256, are sitting up much. Let's see here. What would that be on a percentage basis? Guys, welcome to the channel. Appreciate all these subscribers. That's an 80%. You're up 80% essentially on that position if you're still holding it and you bought down there at those lows. That's major support level down in there. There is a chance, guys, that we actually, I call it the boxing method. If you've been around for a while, you know where I'm going with this. We're essentially still in this. I mean, it's give or take like that. We're in this big range, this big box, and the price just, I call it ping pongs, basically ping pongs. Let's see here. That was the wrong tool. Ping pongs from the upper end of the range to the lower end of the range, and then everything in between. So upper end of the range, lower end of the range, and we're heading back up into that upper end of the range, which is where this high was and where that 522, 524, 509 level. So there's a chance we could get up to there and they push the price back down. Eventually we will break out of this box. So perhaps now is the time. Markets look strong. Markets haven't looked this good in a while. We are still long Let's see, we're long Shiba Inu, we're long XRP, we are long the Bitcoin micro futures, been long them for a while now. All looks well. So you can see if we scroll back here, we have the box method. Let's see here, essentially give or take right there, and we got the breakout below that box over in here in, looks like it was May of 22, early May. So it ping-ponged in between this, the highs and the lows of this box, and then broke out and created a new box beneath that. So that whole box, that whole upper end is resistance. So trying to breach into that is a struggle, and we saw it take place right here. It tried to breach into that range, couldn't. Consolidated for a very long time, essentially to where we're at today is 180 days, and we are quickly approaching that old range up in here. So we'll see if it's finally ready to break out back into that range, taking us up into that 5 cent to potentially much higher. All right, guys, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, join us here on the channel. Stay tuned. We'll have some other videos out. We have some much higher targets here for Casper long term. You guys have a good one. Take care. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.